This is Andy Purewell for Boxing News. I'm joined by Sol Dacres here in Birmingham. Sol, nice local trip for us today. How are you?
Yeah, man, just, been in the gym, trained and, had some food and just popped over here, so it's good to be local.
That's it, it certainly is. Straight into it, Sol. What's going on? This David Adeleye fight, a lot of talk about it. A lot of people are expecting to see that on this show. It hasn't come to fruition, obviously. What can you tell me as to why there's been a delay with it?
Yeah, all I can say is from my part, I was ready to go this Saturday. And from their part, that's where the breakdown in negotiations or whatever will go. But from what I'm hearing now, they want more time. They've got more time. Show in April. We can get it on in April. Waiting on their side, accept the fight. And if he accepts the fight's on. If there's anything happening that the fight doesn't happen, it's on their side.
That's what I was about to ask. Do you believe, especially with how things are maybe unfolding at this moment in time, he will 100% go ahead with the fight?
No, I can't. I couldn't say 100% to be honest. Maybe after a bad loss like that, is he going to want to go in against me? Probably not. I've heard he's been advised otherwise, but this is boxing. It's dog eat dog world. If you want to get yourself back in there, get yourself back in there. He's got an English title fight right there for you.
I mean, obviously at this moment in time, it must be a bit frustrating to not be 100% certain which fight you're preparing for. With that in mind, are you and your team considering other opponents, trying to get yourself just a bit busy? Or
to be honest, we just don't really know what's going on. We're hearing it should be Adeleye, we're preparing for that. But in the same way, I've got to just prepare myself to be the best that I can be, because, like you said, something could change, and it's only, I think, 5 weeks away anyway. April 20th is the date, what I've been told. So something needs to happen, and to be honest, we're not really too sure.
I mean, that also must be particularly frustrating when you consider there's a big British heavyweight title fight taking place at the end of March. There could have been an argument that you and David fought whether the winner of the Wardley Clarke fight was to stick around at British level or not. Might have opened the door for the winners of those two fights to face off.
Yeah, that's exactly what we was looking for. That was the plan, was basically fight Adeleye this Saturday, get the win, then I'm ready to fight the winner of Wardley Clarke. Now it's been delayed a bit. We're still hoping that we can, fight the winner of that fight. Just have to get, obviously a fight in the meantime. Hopefully we can still fight Adeleye and still get the winner of that fight. That would be the ideal situation.
Obviously with Wardley Clarke itself, what do you expect to see in that fight come March 31st?
Yeah, a lot of people are asking me about this. I've known Fraser a long time, done a lot of sparring with him. He's a very good boxer, Olympic bronze medalist. And he's got good, boxing skill. He could control Wardley, behind a jab, behind his, ring IQ and such. But it's a 12-round pro fight, how the round's going to affect him, how's things going to go when, Wardley's got a bit of power, it seems. If Fraser gets clipped, how's he going to react? So I think it's going to be a fight where there's going to be questions that we don't know yet in the program from either Fraser, Clarke, and so we have to see how he reacts, really.
Which side of the fence do you sit on?
I'm not even on either side of the fence. I couldn't. I was thinking on the boxing ability level, Fraser might be able to just control him with. But there's going to be unanswered questions in there.
You got those splinters firmly placed there.
Splinters on my batty, man.
Do you feel like there's more pressure on Fraser heading into this fight because of his age? Because a few people have kind of questioned his progress in the pro ranks so far. Do you feel like there's more pressure on Fraser?
Probably is more pressure in terms of, right, if he's not going to do it now, when's he going to, he's making that traction going up, same as me, British level and going on forward. So, he's a very experienced amateur. His time to strike is now, really. And I think he'll feel like, I need to win this fight to keep myself, building traction and showing what I can potentially do. So yeah, there's pressure on, but there's pressure on Wardley as well if he loses to Fraser, who's not been pro as long. Whatever, but Wardley, I think, he's come from white collar background. I think he's sort of riding the wave every fight and just seeing how far he can go. I think Fraser's probably got more expectation on him.
So moving away from that, I want to go back to Saudi Arabia this past weekend. We saw somebody else you'll know from GB, Anthony Joshua, produce again another stunning performance against Francis Ngannou under the guidance of Ben Davison. What did you make of AJ's second round stoppage?
It's what I expected. It's what it should have been. And you take that Fury fight away, that's what should be happening. Ngannou's novice boxer, big, strong, good fighting man, but not really had no head movement. Not really got much boxing ability, not to say ability, but not much boxing experience. And with a power puncher like Joshua, Like when you see the shots, his head was just in the middle, just right there on the line. As soon as he turned southpaw, I knew he was going to get hit with a straight right hand, because Joshua's fought many southpaws and that he knows what to do. And Ngannou's turned southpaw, and boom, I knew he was going to get dropped straight away. And then he just finished him off. His head was static. He didn't really move around. He didn't try and ride the shots. He just sort of walked forward, boom, straight again on the chin. So.
A lot of people, especially over these last few years, when they've spoke about a potential Fury Joshua fight, they've somewhat sided with Tyson, as he's had this big climb up through the ranks, gone to become world champion once again. But on the back of his last couple of performances, a few people may be edging towards AJ now. How do you think a potential Fury Joshua fight would play out if we ever see it?
Yeah, like you say, on the recent form, people are making a lot of comparisons, and on the night things can happen differently. I think it'll be a very good fight, and I think I couldn't really go either way now, because these performances at this stage, like, you don't know how the next performance is going to be. I think when I see how Usyk does against Fury does against Usyk, that'll probably be more of a gauge as opposed to Ngannou, novice guy. Fury had a bad night, he was a bit awkward. Nothing really happened in the fight anyway, and obviously he was made for a power puncher. Ngannou, Josh is a power puncher, so the matchup will be different. I think when we see against Usyk how Fury is with boxing and at the high level of boxing IQ and that, then we can maybe make more of a matchup.
So I'll just find one final one with Anthony Joshua, somebody who would have been in and around GB alongside him, somebody who would have sparred him, done plenty of rounds together. What have you seen in terms of development? What do you feel like he's improved under the guidance of Ben Davison?
Well, he seems like his last couple he's got a bit more confidence back. And it comes with getting wins under your belt as well. So his confidence has come back. He's letting his hands go a bit more, and seems to be a bit more like he's getting a bit more aggression back, maybe, or a bit more confidence to let his hands go a little bit. The opposition hasn't been amazing, but he seems to be back on sort of track, sort of thing.
And final one from me, Sol. Seems to be the new can man of the heavyweight division, Joseph Parker. He will fight anyone, and currently he's beating anyone. What have you made of this run and that sensational victory last week again against Zhilei Zhang? Yeah,
it's great, and I'm really happy for Parker, because he's a really good guy. I've done lots of sparring with him as well in Fury's camp. Really nice guy, and someone that really deserves these good things. And he's just a fighting warrior. He's gone in Wilder, biggest puncher. Yep, took the fight, beat him. Right, who you fighting next? Zhang, next biggest one puncher, one punch power. Yep, took the fight, got the win. So, big reigns to Joe Parker, man, proper warrior.
How much do you kind of take inspiration from that? Because even away from that run that he's been on recently, he's fought AJ in the past, he's fought Andy Ruiz in the past, he's fought Joe Joyce in the past. Continue to fight just the best of the best.
He just will fight anybody, and you know what? That's like how old school fighters were, because one loss isn't going to define you. You got to keep. He's shown that one loss, you come back, you put your work in, you get yourself back in there, you keep trying, you don't give up, and you get yourself back on the win column, back into big fights, and like what's happening now, his career has gone from where he was quite down to his stock's gone right back up again.
Right, so it's a pleasure as always. Safe travels in the short journey back home. Thank you for speaking to me.
Nice one, man. Thank you very much.